Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds in 3 years. If you'd like to join the family, hit that subscribe button. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me when I go live most weekdays on YouTube around 4 p.m. Central Time, or outside of YouTube, you could consider joining the Discord I created. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. On that Pinterest board, it has a lot of our family's favorite whole food, plant-based meals that we've been enjoying to help us lose weight. So if you're looking for some recipe ideas, that's a great place for that. Today is day 790 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 235 pounds so far. I have right at 10 months left to go to reach my goal weight, and I am very excited about reaching my weight this year and spending the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear about those as well. If you guys are struggling with your diets, what's causing your struggles, if you're succeeding, if you made it through the holiday, the Christmas weekend this past weekend, and you're planning on succeeding this New Year's weekend, what are you doing to succeed? What are you going to do to make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Let's go ahead, switch over to the main screen here. Few people checking in. Rick says, good afternoon, everyone. I am looking forward to 2023. Let's do it. I am also looking forward to 2023. New year, new me, right? So I'm excited as well. Cindy says, hello, pretty girl's mom. Hello, hello. Cindy says, surprised to see me today. Yes. I am on today. I'm going to go over a little bit of this past week with my surgery. I'm sure a lot of you are curious as to how that went and how things are progressing, and we will go over some things here. So the last I left you was on Tuesday of this week, so it's Friday. It's only been about 3 days, but I did have surgery scheduled for Wednesday, and I did have surgery on Wednesday. I have a nice big brace on my arm. So I have some photos from that, and I'll talk about the experience here a little bit. So let me just pull this up. I'll just go over the food and stuff here this last few days and just kind of some photos I've taken. So this was dinner that we had on Tuesday evening. I'm not even sure what it was called. I'm pretty sure we've had it in the past too. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Something that I've noticed a couple times when Carrie has made dishes like this, that after I eat my fill of it, I always wish there was more. And there's sometimes in the past, and what I wish I would have done with this meal was just taken another potato and just added more potato to it just to give it more volume. But this was a great dish that we had on Tuesday evening, and then my food photos really fall off after this, but that is the eggplant and potato in tomato sauce, Carrie says. So yes, this was eggplant and a tomato sauce with potato in it. Like I said, even if it had more potato, it just would have been a larger volume of food. I think it would have tasted just as good. It was a really good meal that we had that evening. Like I said, the food photos kind of fall off, and so the next photo I have on my phone is a selfie from me at the surgery center where I had my surgery done. So if you've been following along, I had injured my distal bicep tendon. It is the tendon that attaches your bicep at the elbow. This is a thing that I had injured my left arm in August of 2021. So fast forward to December of 2022, and I decided to tear the other arm. This one, initially, the damage I did was not as bad as the damage I did on my left arm. Unfortunately, it still required the same surgery, and it's going to require the same amount of rehab and the same everything. Only it's my dominant arm. I do have a few photos of me outside of surgery with the brace on here. And then the only other food photo I took was some pineapple nice cream that Carrie has been making with our Ninja Creamy. And so this is just pineapple. It's really delicious. I've enjoyed having it as something to eat. And then just another photo of me laid up on the couch with my my brace on there. So a couple things. So I didn't take a lot of food photos. Really, our diet was pretty standard. We had Spanish rice and beans was what I had the day of surgery for dinner. And then yesterday for dinner, we had our polenta and white beans. So really kind of our normal standard diet. But since the surgery, my digestion has been a little bit funky. And so it was difficult to eat the last couple days because I had a lot of issues with getting the hiccups. So after the surgery, it wasn't a problem. Had surgery that evening, was fine. It was on Thursday morning, yesterday morning when I got up, I had the hiccups right away in the morning. Like it might even been what woke me up in the morning. And throughout the day, we had our standard oatmeal for breakfast yesterday, which was mushrooms, onions, and spinach. And I ended up pretty much throughout the whole day yesterday hiccuping and really just kind of ended up puking back up all of the oatmeal that I ate. I never had any issues with the rice and the oatmeal yesterday morning. I don't know if it was the oatmeal itself or the spinach in the oatmeal that was bugging me, but I just was not enjoying the oatmeal yesterday all morning. Like I said, I had the hiccups most of the morning. They would come and go. Tried drinking lots of fluid, tried doing any trick I could to figure out how to get rid of the hiccups, and just kind of plagued me all day yesterday. I didn't ever feel like there was an issue with the food I was eating. Like it wasn't really the food that was caused, like I wasn't nauseous or having any stomach issues. I just kept getting the hiccups and I couldn't get over it. And so I ended up yesterday evening, we had dinner. Like I said, we had the polenta with the white beans, and Carrie did not put spinach on it last night. That's something that isn't part of the recipe that we add to give it some extra greens. But because I had such problems with the spinach from the oatmeal, I didn't end up having spinach in it yesterday. I really felt like I was through it by the end of the day yesterday. I did, kind of felt like I had gotten over the hiccups and kind of was in a good spot. And then last night, trying to go to bed, I ended up not getting to bed till very late, but then waking up at about 2:30 in the morning with the hiccups, and just very frustrating. And so at that point, I decided to see if maybe what my problem was the oxycodone or oxycodone. I'm not sure what the pain pills that I was taking. And so I quit taking the pain pills last night. I think the last one I took was like around midnight or right before midnight. And then I did not take any pain pills this morning. I've not had really hiccups at all since I quit taking the pain pills. And I did have breakfast this morning. I think it had spinach in it. I can't remember now. But I didn't have the hiccups all day today like I did yesterday. So what I think the issue might have been was the drugs that I was taking was causing a weird reaction in my stomach. Carrie said that the breakfast this morning did have spinach in it. So yeah, I really feel like it might, like, I don't know a whole lot about the whole process, but I do know that to have the surgery, they had to give me lots of drugs to knock me out because I was out cold for the surgery. And then I trying to get everything back going. I I don't know, initially I kind of felt like maybe the antibiotics that I was taking or would have had put in my body caused issues with my gut microbiome. Who knows? But at the end of the day, right now I feel better not having the hiccups. I do have some discomfort in my arm, but it's not it's not really any worse than before I had surgery. So, um, it's overall, it's not bugging me a whole lot. So things have gone well with the surgery. I'm in this immobilizer for a few weeks. I'm not going to be able to bend my elbow or move my elbow outside of, um, at all. I'm not gonna be able to bend or move it at all, until I start doing rehab. And Pretty Girl's mom here says that they're a nurse and they've seen quite a few people do better with soup and liquids after surgery. Yeah, I really, um, the dinner I had after surgery, the Spanish rice and beans, like Carrie had made the Spanish rice and beans before we went and had surgery. And then at the surgery center, we got done with the surgery. And one of the first things the nurse said was, and you probably shouldn't have any spicy foods. Or one of the things on the list was not having spicy foods. And Carrie was like, that was our dinner tonight. And so I was like, wow, I'm not worried. And, uh, and so I did worry, I guess, after having the rice and beans, with yesterday having kind of the hiccups I was having, those problems. I thought maybe I did eat something that was a little too hard to digest right after the surgery. And so having something more like a soup or a liquid probably would have been better for my digestion than to jump right into a big bowl of brown rice, the Spanish rice and beans. And then Pretty Girl's mom says, of course, the meds may have been the problem too. Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of things. I'm sure it's the meds that I took, and like I said, I don't know much about the gut microbiome. I know more about it now than I did 2 years ago. But if any of the drugs that the doctors put in my system caused, to kill off some of my gut microbiome, then when I ate that food that's difficult to digest, then my gut microbiome's sitting there like, hey, dude, we only got half the crew here today, and you're still giving us all this stuff to process. So, and then the oxy or whatever the pain med I was taking as well, I don't know what effect that has on my gut microbiome, because that's really the one thing I know that is directly hitting the gut microbiome. The other stuff I took was like intravenous stuff. I never had to take any pills before the surgery or any medicines orally prior to surgery. Everything was intravenous. So um, it maybe the drugs I was taking were screwing up my gut bugs as well. Because it was probably pretty foreign to them. But like I said, I feel pretty good today, and I probably will try to wean off the pain pills anyways, or I was going to wean off the pain pills. We'll see how it feels tonight. And if I do take a pill tonight, then I will know whether, if the hiccups come back, then And then Pretty Girl's mom says the antibiotic has the most effect on the microbiome. Okay. Yeah. And so, and I don't know what kind of antibiotics I was on, to have the surgery. So, and not in a good way. Well, I'm sure. It just wipes them all out, especially after I spent all this time building up the bugs in my gut. So Rick says, how long do I have to wear the brace? So I will have the brace on my arm for about 3 months. I'll be immobilized for maybe 3 weeks, and then they'll start to open up. The brace has the ability to adjust the angle that I'm allowed to open my arm. So I'll be stuck at 90 degrees here for a couple weeks, and then for a few months it'll be slowly working the muscle out so that I can stretch it all the way out. So yeah, it is kind of a long recovery. But like I said, I did this a year and a half ago, and really it is just kind of a blip in my memory, even from a year and a half ago. It's going to be a little bit more inconvenient being my dominant hand, but other than that, I've been able to do quite a few things so far. The biggest thing when I had the surgery, something that they did after the surgery was done, is they put a nerve block in my arm so that I couldn't feel anything from like halfway down my bicep to the end of my fingers. And that was really weird, having that for a day or two. Again, I had the same thing previously. But now that nerve block is really worn off, I can start to do things with that hand. I just can't put my palm up. Like I can do things palm down, but anything palm up, it causes a lot of issues. So yeah, so I will start physical therapy hopefully within the next 3 weeks. So once they start to allow me to move my elbow, then I'll start doing physical therapy. So it'll be 2 to 3 weeks. I'll start doing physical therapy. I'm going to try to go to the same physical therapist that I went to the last time, if possible, because they're familiar with me. And I actually rehabbed a lot quicker last time than what they anticipated my rehab time to be. So, and yes, thanks. Yeah, it was really annoying last night having the hiccups at like 2 a.m, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up again at like 5:30 with them, and then I haven't had them since. So hopefully, whatever the issue was, it has passed. I also, a lot of people were concerned about constipation with it. That was also a concern. And I thought maybe that was part of the reason I was having hiccups, was that I didn't have things flowing through my body, and it was backing up. And so, that was part of the reason I wanted to stop the medication, because I was worried that maybe the medication was slowing down my body from processing the food. But this morning I had a pretty good, session on the toilet seat. So I think things are progressing the way they're supposed to be progressing. And if anything was causing the constipation, I thought maybe it would have been those meds. So, so cutting them off should help that as well. So, but yeah, so I'm happy to be on this side of the surgery, and that I can start the rehab process and get back to full function again. It was pretty frustrating the last couple weeks, because I could do about 90% of the things that I normally do, but that last 10% was making a little bit of a difference. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was how 2020 went for me. Title of the video is Down 50 Pounds in 2022. I went back and was kind of checking on the where I was at the end of 2021, beginning of this year. And I was struggling. at the beginning of this year. I had been just off of the surgery in August of 2021, and I made it through the surgery pretty good, but it was there was the last few months of 2021 that caused me some issues. And I had gained probably 20 pounds by the end of 2021. So my weight going into 2022 was 332 pounds. So in the first year and 2 months, I lost about 188 pounds. Like I said, I went into this year at 332 pounds, and I'm coming out of this year at 283.8. So I've almost lost 50 pounds this year. And looking back, I'm super happy to see a 50-pound weight loss over the past 12 months. Going into the year, I was nervous about things. Things weren't going the way I wanted them to go. And so to be 12 months later and to be 50 pounds down, that really is a huge amount of success, in my opinion. I could have done better, but losing just over 4 pounds a month makes, it's getting me closer to my goal. And the thing that I've talked about so much over the past year is how much I've learned by this experience, and by the issues or by the difficulties that sticking to a diet has put in front of me, and finding that this diet is the most sustainable diet that I have been able to find. And, I look back and I didn't have a perfect 2022. I didn't make every decision that was in the best interest for my health, but I would have to say that 95% probably 95 to 98% of my decisions were to eat whole food, plant-based, to eat salt, oil, sugar-free. And it's that 5%, that 10% that slowed me down. For me to, at the beginning of this year, being 332 pounds, I was 112 pounds away from my goal. And so for me to lose half of that this past year, I should have lost about 60 or 56 pounds. So I was only about 6 pounds shy of what I would need to have done to kind of split that up. And I know it's a little bit off because I do only have 10 months left to go, but I'm really close to on track. I'm not ahead of schedule like I had hoped this whole challenge that I would be, but I am on track to get to my goal. And being at 283 puts me at 60 pounds away from my goal weight. And so I just got to kind of up it a pound a month. And that I believe that difference between being 95% and being 100% compliant is going to be what is going to be the difference maker. As I lose weight, I do know that I'm going to have to make adjustments, and that's something that I've done over this past year. When I was 332 pounds, I could get away with eating some foods that I can't really get away with eating at 283.8 pounds. But I've found out what I can and can't have. A big thing that I've gotten rid of and been able to keep out of my diet is the juice. I think that there's a lot of calories that you get from the juice that aren't really necessary. And when I started drinking the cherry juice, that was the big juice I was drinking. I was working out a lot, and I could make up for the fact that I was having these additional calories. But with the way things have changed with my diet, how I haven't been doing a lot of working out or hardly any working out. In fact, I would say that in 2022, I lost 50 pounds. I didn't work out a single time in the past 12 months. I never did like a gym session or anything like that. Like any cardio work, any major workouts in 2022. I was able to lose 50 pounds by changing the food that I put in my mouth, by eating a healthy diet that's full of whole food, plant-based foods with no added salt, oil, sugar. And that really has been a huge part of this whole challenge, is to lose the weight on my plate and not do it at the gym. And this year has helped me prove that I can lose weight without having to work out. And really this whole challenge has, but in 2021, I did work out quite a bit in the middle of the year to get ready for that sprint triathlon. But 2020, I didn't work out at all this whole year, and I lost 50 pounds. And that's something that as I get closer to my goal, I may have to add in the working out to get that final bit of the way. But for the most part, I've been able to do pretty well. Cindy here says, doesn't the body slow down weight loss as we have less to lose? What do you see yourself changing up things to lose 60 pounds in 10 months to reach your goal? Yes. So, what with the body slow down weight loss as we have less to lose. Yes, I think that a lot of that has to do with your total daily energy expenditure. And the more you weigh, the more your body is going to expend just in getting you around. When I was 519.8 pounds, for me to wake up and go to the bathroom, I would burn 10 more calories than I do at 283.8 pounds. And then you multiply that by everything you do throughout the day. More calories to brush your teeth, more calories to prepare food, more calories to walk to your car, more calories to just exist. So as you lose weight, you will find that the deficit that you're in isn't as great between what you eat and what your body exerts throughout the day. For me, what do I see myself changing up to lose the next 60 pounds in the 10 months? It would be making sure I'm 100% compliant, because that 5% or that 10% where I'm not compliant makes a difference for me, or at least with my weight loss. I really find that if I'm compliant, the scale goes in the right direction. The other thing I kind of briefly touched on is that as I get closer to my goal weight, I may have to start incorporating some cardio into my diet, some exercise, some morning walks, some evening walks, just kind of trying to get a little bit more energy expenditure done in a day. As far as my food goes, one of the things that I started doing this past week is trying to cut off like when I'm eating at the end of the day. And so that's something that we're going to try to focus on a lot throughout 2023 is after dinner, closing the kitchen down and not having the snacks after dinner that are just extra calories that are really unnecessary most days, because I'm not planning on doing anything, kind of getting that burpy feeling, I guess. So yeah, make sure I don't eat late at night, consistent with my salt, oil, sugar-free diet, and adding or making sure that I'm more active. Maybe not adding a walk in every day, but doing something that's more active, getting up and walking around at work more, or doing more physical activity. Something that so those are a few things that I'm hoping to adjust in the next 10 months. But right now, until excuse me, uh, until maybe a week or so from now. I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about my weight, until, next Wednesday, I guess. And then we'll see where I'm at. I didn't really gain any weight from the surgery. Uh, and so I'm not expecting it to cause a big weight gain over this weekend. But after, I'll do a weigh in next Wednesday, and then I'll kind of really be paying attention to my weight throughout the year, because every month it's going to be important for me to lose that 6 pounds. And so at the end of January, I'm going to need to be at like 276 if I want to see my goal or reach my goal. And I uh, I'm not going to be able to procrastinate it to the end, or I don't want to procrastinate it to the end, which I feel like I've ended up doing that. Um, Even though it's not as bad as I might have done it in the past, something that, um, uh, like I said, it's having that 50-pound loss this year, and to continue to work towards my goal and not have a period of time where I'm gaining a bunch of weight, or I really, and when I look back at so much of the last year was me just focused on this plateau that I was stuck on, because from 310 up to 332, or I think 336 was as high as I ended up getting in 2021. I really had to lose that 20 pounds a couple times in the past year, and uh, it's frustrating to look back and be like, if I actually added up the pounds that I lost in the past year, I'd probably be, 25, 30 pounds lighter than I am now, because of the weight that I gained because of my poor choices sometimes. So it's, I don't want to be re-losing that same weight again. I want to continue to lose weight and keep this going in the right direction. So, um, and, yeah, I'm really excited about this next year. I was, uh, it's frustrating to be going into the year and having this injury, but, uh, it just makes me focus on my diet even more. Like, I don't have another backup to lose weight. I can't go do a bunch of physical working out right now because my arm's jacked up. So if I want to lose weight this week, in order for me to lose weight, I'm going to have to do it with my diet. I'm going to have to do it on, at the plate and not at the gym. And um something that I think that I have to get across, and if you're watching this 33 minutes in, I appreciate it. But the biggest reason why I succeeded with my diet over this past year is because of the volume of food that I get to eat. Like, if I piled up all the food that I ate over the past year, I would never believe that I have lost, that I would have been able to lose 50 pounds. Just because the food goes into your mouth doesn't mean your body's going to digest every calorie from it. And when you eat food that is harder to digest, and you eat food that is actual whole food, plant-based, without the fiber removed or without things added to it, then your body reacts to it in a different way. When you eat 200 calories of corn syrup, your body is going to absorb it differently. It's going to react to it differently than if you had 200 calories of kernel corn, of corn on the cob. And eating this way has really been just an amazing experience for me. Every time I thought about weight loss in the past. I thought about starving myself. I thought about eating less food, calorie restriction, eat less food. You know, if only you could eat less, then you'd lose weight. Sure, you can eat less and lose weight, but you can also eat more and lose weight if you change the density of the food that you're eating. And at the end of the day, calorie density and volume eating is what caused my 50-pound weight loss over the past 12 months. And it's going to help me lose the next 60 pounds over the next 10 months. And I'm very confident in this way of eating. And I'm very excited about 2023 and what I'm going to be able to do. Uh, and it's so awesome to be so close to it, like I'm really excited. This is the year that I'm going to be at my healthy weight. I'm no longer going to be an overweight or obese person at the end of 2023. I will not be obese. And that is something that I've never even contemplated. Like, prior to starting this challenge, the best I thought I could do for myself was to get under 300 pounds, maybe get to 285. And by challenging myself to reach a goal that I really didn't think was attainable has kept me driven and kept me going. If I would have set a goal weight of 300 pounds, then I would have lost all of my motivation already. I would have lost, because I would have reached my goal. I wouldn't have that motivation. Everything that I did getting up to that point, I would have achieved. But right now, I'm still 60 pounds away from achieving my goal. So that's something that as you're setting your New Year's resolutions, as you're getting ready to say, what am I going to do in 2023? Look at that goal and say, if I get to that goal, am I going to be a healthy weight, or am I still going to, or am I going to just be less fat than I am now? Because being less fat than you are now, it may feel good, but it isn't going to get you to that satisfaction. It's not going to create that sense of completion that getting to an actual healthy weight will get you to, and many times for me, I set those goals because I knew I could reach them, and I didn't want to put something in front of myself I didn't think was possible. And now that I'm 25 months into this, 26 months into this challenge, 26 months into this challenge, I'm so happy I set an unattainable goal, because it is obtainable. But at the time, at 519.8 pounds, 300 pounds didn't seem attainable. Being a 219 pound person didn't seem attainable when I started, but now I see it. I'm there. I'm so close, and I can't wait to reach it and to be there. And this is going to be the year that I get to do it. And so I'm very excited about 2023. I'm very happy with how 2022 went. There were many times where I was frustrated with myself, but now I can sit down, I can look back on the year, and I can say 50 pounds. When have you ever lost and maintained weight and kept it off, and to continue to lose weight, like many times I would make it for that first 6 months, or first 5 months, or as long as 9 months. But to be able to say that from month 14 to month 26, I kicked ass and I lost 50 pounds. I've never been able to say that I was on a diet in month 16, month 20, month 22, like it's always been day 22, month, make it a month. That'd be crazy. But with this way of eating, it's sustainable. It's not difficult to do. It just takes some time to learn, and it's really worth it if you take the time to learn. So, I really just wanted to get on today, talk about the surgery, 2022. It's been great. I'm looking forward to next year. Cindy, thank you so much. Yes, it's been a great accomplishment. I'm down 235 plus pounds over the course of 26 months. So, that has been a great weight loss. In fact, I should do the math on that just to for my own, what I say, 235 pounds lost over 26 months. So it's 9 pounds a month. 9 pounds a month is really awesome, you know, and at 9 pounds a month, I think that is about what I needed to lose 300 pounds in 36 months. I need to lose 8.3. So I'm actually above the average that I needed to be up to this point. So as long as I lost 8.3 pounds every month since I started this challenge, that I was going to get to my goal weight. And so right now I'm at about 9 pounds a month. So I'm actually ahead of schedule if you look at it that way, which is pretty awesome. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, and it's, oh God, it's going to be so great when I get to my goal weight. And then I'm going to be the most annoying person in the whole world because I will not shut up about this way of eating once I get to my goal weight. I'm not shutting up about it now, and I'm not even to my goal weight. But once I do reach that goal, it's going to be harder and harder to get me to not push people on eating this way. I just wish so many people even tried it, you know? So, Cindy says, stick to the polenta and white beans and you'll get there easy peasy. I'm hoping I have some for leftovers tonight. I had my opportunity to eat some or take some with me, and I didn't end up taking any food with me today. I didn't want to eat and then get the hiccups at work and then have it be a problem. So I am getting hungry at this point. I probably should go. But yes, stick to the vegetables, stick to the white bean and polenta. Yeah, I'm so confident that I'm going to make it. Like, there's nothing that's going to get my way right now. Yeah, so, but yeah, and yeah, it's been great. I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to get out of here for today. I did have kind of a thing pop up. Like I hadn't checked my emails here for the last, day or two. And I did get a thing here that says that if I wanted to, I could monetize my channel. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate you guys for supporting me enough and watching my videos enough that I got to that point. I don't know that I'm going to do that. I don't have any interest in that at this point, but getting to that point or having that ability is pretty cool. So I appreciate all your guys' support and getting me to that point. You know, like it was something that when I started this channel, that was something I thought would be cool to be able to do. So it's pretty cool that I got to that point, and I have enough people that follow along with me, that follow along on how I'm doing, that it's worth updating. So I appreciate all you guys so much. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon, I'd appreciate it if you clicked on the bell icon. And if you have not hit the thumbs up or commented down below, I would appreciate that as well. But what I think you would appreciate most is if you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. The new year's right around the corner. Just get started today. Throw all of the crap out of your pantry. Get rid of all the processed foods. Go to the grocery store. Stick to the produce section. Fill your pantry up with oranges and bananas and apples and rice and potatoes and celery and carrots and all of the amazing things that don't need to have labels stuck on them. Go back to eating the way our ancestors ate. Eat a plant-based diet that is free of chemicals and free of additives and free of preservatives and free of processing, and it has the fiber still. So get started right now, guys. You guys all have a great new year. So good to see you guys. Yes, we'll see you in 2023. So awesome. I'm excited. Can't wait. I will be live. It probably won't be till Tuesday, maybe Monday if I surprise you, but I will be back in 2023 and I will be closer to my goal every single day. You guys all have a great evening.